What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel of Invest Daily. So today's video is going to be focused on decentralized finance, DeFi. I also have some very big news about how Wells Fargo Bank is going to shut down all personal lines of credit and has sparked outrage across the nation. This is huge. Big news, right? And this ties right into DeFi, the topic that I'm talking about today. If you do not understand what DeFi is, then please stay tuned, listen to this video, tune in and tell me what you think. I also have Elrond to launch gold and silver backed DeFi. So we're talking about precious metals moving over to the blockchain, being tokenized. That is also very big news. And also I'm going to show you DeFi Pulse. So anybody who's interested in learning about DeFi and some of the top contenders, you can look at this website and you can go ahead and educate yourself. So first and foremost, let's talk about decentralized finance, DeFi, the definition, and just basically break it down, dissect it on what it is. So DeFi, in its simplest form, decentralized finance is a system by which financial products become available on a public decentralized blockchain network, making them open to anyone to use rather than going through a middleman like a bank or a brokerage. So I can take my money and I can use it however I choose on the blockchain, and I can use contenders such as Aave, you have BlockFi, you have ways where you can get loans or you can send money peer-to-peer and cut those costs, cut those fees from those transactions by using DeFi. I can also send my money across the world in a large amount, a small amount, very quickly, and I do not have to wait on a bank. I do not have to wait for approval. I do not have to wait, after hours and weekend or holidays to use DeFi. So DeFi is very magical. It's very awesome, and it's only expanding. It's only expanding for the future. So it says, unlike a bank or a brokerage account, a government issued ID, social security number, or proof of address are not necessary to use DeFi. So that is also awesome. If you're struggling, if you do not want to update all this, if you're a privacy person, you do not have to update or upload these items to use decentralized finance. More specifically, DeFi refers to a system in which software written on blockchains make it possible for buyers, sellers, lenders, and borrowers to interact peer-to-peer with a strictly software-based middleman rather than a company or institution facilitating a transaction. Another reason why I'm a big believer in DeFi is because DeFi is coming to countries who are really hurting to send money to loved ones, to send money outside the country. They do not have easy access to a banking system, or the banking fees just cost entirely too much for people who make low income. And one great example, which I'm a big believer in ADA, in Cardano, is how they're setting up the contracts in Africa for DeFi. And this is huge because now it's letting people, and also companies such as Humble, which is openly traded on the stock market. And that's awesome because now people can send money to loved ones for very cheap. And it makes it a lot easier to bridge that for the fintech, for the financial technology in that country. So that's big. The next piece of news I want to talk about, and this ties into DeFi directly because this is a big bank, and it sparked outrage across the nation. Wells Fargo shuts down all personal lines of credit. This is huge. This is huge news. So basically what they're doing, they're shutting down all personal lines of credit for the commoner, for the small banker, for the small time, such as me and yourself. If we're not millionaires or the big 1%, then they're shutting it down. They will not let you come in there and get a line of credit. They want to simplify their product offerings. And I'm sure this can be attributed to a lot of things. One is greed. Another is because COVID, ravished a lot of companies and they're hurting for money. And I think that the small time, they're just not producing enough fees and enough income from the small time bankers. But this is just wrong on many levels, right? Just imagine if another bank followed suit and did the same thing. And this is why DeFi is important, because I don't need a bank. I don't need Wells Fargo. The bank warned that the change could impact people's credit scores. So not only say you have a loan for your car payment, not only are they going to shut that down, they're also going to affect your credit score negatively, which is, to me, it sounds like a class action lawsuit coming. But Wells Fargo is trending on Twitter Thursday night following CNBC's report with consumer advocates, including Senator Elizabeth Warren Warren expressing outrage. And she said, not a single Wells Fargo customer should see their credit score suffer just because the bank is restructuring after years of scams and incompetence. So this just makes me even more of a big believer on decentralized finance. The news comes more than 4 years after a scandal erupted in which the bank admitted to opening millions of fake accounts as well as forcing customers to pay for unneeded auto insurance or charging unnecessary mortgage fees. So yes. So what do you think about this? Drop a comment. Let's talk about it. This is crazy, right? This is a big bank, and they're shutting down all personal lines of credit, right? So the next big thing I want to talk about is the tokenization of precious metals. This is another DeFi topic and another big piece of news because there are a lot of believers of precious metals as an investment hedge against inflation. And also, gold is backed. The dollar is supposed to be backed by gold, right? The US dollar. So with this right here, you will be able to tokenize precious metals. So actually, precious metals are coming to the crypto sphere, to the cryptoverse. And this is big news for DeFi. So if you haven't heard, for months, people have talked about, well, could gold be flipped by Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which is about $17 trillion. So right now, this just gives it an even bigger case to happen, because now the people who are believers of precious metals, well, now you can have your precious metals in a crypto sphere. So you can't get away from that, right? So why is this big news? It says, high throughput blockchain platform Elrond is delving deeper into decentralized finance with its latest offering, which will tokenize precious metals. Elrond has gone into an official partnership with UK financial technology firm Aurus that facilitates the tokenization of precious metals and commodities. So one more big thing just coming to crypto, coming to DeFi. 3 tokens for gold, silver, and platinum, which will be called and labeled AWG, AWS, and AWP, will be issued on the Elrond blockchain as ESDT tokens. So this opens important opportunities for decentralized finance participants to engage with stable currencies of a different kind, ones that are pegged to precious metals instead of fiat currencies. So if you love, platinum, gold, and silver, now they can be tokenized on the blockchain with DeFi. Gold-backed DeFi, the precious metal-backed tokens, will be made available on Elrond's MyR exchange, an automated market maker, which was unveiled in April. So this is huge news for DeFi. Drop a comment. Tell me what you think about this. And will you be purchasing precious metals that are tokenized through the blockchain? The last thing I want to talk about for the people who don't quite understand DeFi, and if you want to understand the pulse of it and how much money is locked into it, and read about different DeFi lending platforms, then you can go to DeFiPulse.com. DeFiPulse.com, it talks about the total value locked in DeFi, which is a whopping $55.41 billion, and it talks about Aave being number 1. So Aave has the dominance of 15.53%. You can look at the pulse, you can look at the chart, if it's going down, if it's going up. At a high, we were right around $90 billion, and right now we're around 55. So if you click on, say, number 1, Aave, which is a multi-chain lending platform, then you can look at it and you can see how much is locked just in the Aave, which is around 10.5 billion. And it talks about what Aave is, how safe it is. You can go ahead and go to the websites, check out the lending, and yes, you can get loans from DeFi lending platforms. And you really don't have to provide much of anything. You have your crypto as collateral, and you can use those loans for anything. Your car, your house, whatever you choose, just a personal loan, just like Wells Fargo shut down. So I highly recommend looking at a DeFi. Right now, we are very early. I see it only expanding in the future and getting bigger and bigger. So please drop that comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this. I love to interact with you. I love all the support that I've received so far.